So moving on to alternative joins. So I think in the introduction to R course, you cover things like left join, inner join, the ways of joining your data sets. This is how you can join tables that don't have a shared key or like an ID column. So first we just create two data frames. So this one, which has period, or code, type, and attendances, and just the first 5 rows. And then another one which has the numeric data. And what we want to do is we want to put those two data frames side by side. So these don't have an ID or a key to join because we've taken our code out of the other one. So what you can use is this cbind, and that just puts them row for row straight next to each other. So note that the duplicated column is duplicated. So yeah, we have attendances in data frame 1, we have attendances in data frame 2, and it's just put them side by side because it's not recognizing that they are the same data frame. But what it does do is it renames one of those columns. So this is attendances .1. In some joins, it might be .x, .y, it might be a dot number. So this is jamming two data frames together regardless of the information inside. So if you want to join on an ID or key, then do look at Zoe's just put it, the joining slides in the introduction to R course. Just a note on this is something that I find really useful for when I'm thinking about what joins to use is this dplyr cheat sheet, which I've just popped in the chat, because it has a little picture guide here, just to sort of demonstrate how the joins all work. So if you do need a refresher on, or if you're not quite sure what you're joining, this sort of picture guide has helped me in the past. But that's for when you're joining on a key. We're looking at just joining data sets together without a key. So that was binding columns. You could do the same thing to bind rows. So we do one data frame, which is the top 5 rows. We do one data frame, which is the bottom, and then we put the rows together, one on top of the other. So this was the top 5 rows. This is the bottom 5 rows, and this is it together. We've got 10 rows now. rbind, I think, is kind of like union in SQL. And I think, like in SQL, when you're doing a union or an rbind and R, you do need the column names to be the same. So if they're not the same and you try to rbind, R just doesn't know how to do it. It can't match the column from one to the column of other to put the rows underneath. But what you can use from dplyr is this bind rows function. So data frame 1 is period, organization code, type, and attendances. 2, we've got period, organization code, type, and attendances, but we also have these 2 other columns. And when you use the dplyr bind rows function, what it does is it fills in NAs for the ones that were in data frame 1 because we had no data there. But if you tried to do an rbind, it would throw an error. And because it's in dplyr, you can use a pipe as well. So that should be data frame 1 there.